Hello and welcome to Celtic Knitted Designs. In this video I'm going to teach you how to do 2x2 ribbing. This is a very common stitch that's often used for the cuffs of jumpers or in the sleeves and also at the top of socks. It's really easy to use. It's a combination of the knit stitch and the purl stitch. Let's get cracking with 2x2 rib. So rib is really common as the cuff of a jumper or on the sleeves of jumpers, and it's great because it's so versatile. And the main thing that it's in anywhere that needs a bit of tightness, like at the top of socks, the ankle bit, is because it's so stretchy. So you can get it over your foot whilst then it grips to your leg. So this is why ribbing is quite often used in knitting. Now it looks totally different and you can see there the stretch in it, but all it is a combination of knit stitches, like you can see here, and purl stitches, like you can see here. Now knit stitches push to the front and the purls push to the back. So it's just using the same stitches that you've seen in the described in the how to knit a knit stitch video and how to do purl stitch, but we just combine them. Now the 2x2 rib means you do 2 stitches of one, so we've got 2 knit stitches here, and then 2 of the other, so we've got 2 purl stitches here. Now on the needle you can see quite clearly where you've got a knit stitch, it goes straight down, it's just looped around the needle, and then we've got these nice V's. Where it's a purl stitch, you can see we've got these little bumps on the needle, and it's tucked to the back, and it's the little bumps that we look for again. And then the 2 knit stitches with our V's, and the 2 purls with the bumps. So to start, we'll do our slip knot, and we'll secure that onto the needle, and it'll form our first stitch. And then we take the tail end of the yarn in our left hand and we hook it round while bringing the ball end up and over to do a knit. Now, some people when they're doing ribbing don't use this long tail method because it's technically a knit row. But I actually find it gives such a neat end or a start to a project that I don't really mind. And it also makes it super easy to start your first row because you've already given yourself that head start. Now we're going to cast on an even number of stitches, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and one more, 16, and then going to secure it by doing a little knot on the tail end here. You don't have to do that, I just really like it, bit of peace of mind, and it just keeps everything nice and neat. So that's us casted on an even number of stitches to do our 2x2 ribbing. So now we take the stitches that have been cast on into our left hand and we take the empty needle into our right. And then we start off by doing 2 knit stitches. So we go into the bottom, the yarn's to the back, we go into the base, the right needle goes behind the left, we wrap the stitch round in between the 2 and then slide it up and off. And then because this is 2x2 rib, we do that again. So when the needle goes into the base, wrap the yarn around the back, in between the 2, slide the left up, over and off. And that's 2 knit stitches on there. And then we do 2 purl. So this is where it's different. The yarn now comes to the front of the right needle, and the right needle goes into the front of that stitch on the left. Then take the yarn up in between the 2, comes down, slide it over and off, and then same again. So we haven't moved the yarn because we're doing another purl stitch. So it goes into the base to the front of the left, so the right's in front of the left, and then we slide the yarn round, over, up and off. So now we have 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches on our right needle. Now the working yarn is going to go to the back because we need to do 2 knit stitches. So the yarn's to the back, the right needle is going to go into the base of that stitch, and to the back of the left stitch, making that cross again. The working yarn then goes to the back of the right needle, in between the two, up, over and off. And we repeat that again, another knit stitch. So we've got 2 knit stitches, 2 purl stitches and another 2 knit stitches. So now we need another 2 purl stitches. So the working yarn comes to the front, we go into the base of the stitch on the left needle, the right needle comes to the front, yarn goes in between the two, comes round, slide it up, over and off, and another purl stitch. And we repeat that pattern until we get to the end of the row. So now it's another 2 knit stitches, another 2 purls, 2 knits, and we end with 2 purls. Now we're at the end, we take all those lovely stitches and that needle and we take it to the left hand and the empty needle into the right. And now what we do, because it's 2x2 rib, is follow the pattern. So you can see quite clearly here, these are the knit stitches because they're going to create these V shapes. These are the purls because we've got these bumps. So we want to knit the knits and purl the purls. So we start off with 2 knit stitches. 1, 2, 2 purl stitches. Yarn comes to the front. 1, 2, yarn goes back to the back. 2 knit stitches. Purl, knit, knit to the front. Purl and purl. And we continue like that to the end of the row. Now if you stop and you wonder which stitch it is next, just take a second and have a look. Now if you're working yarns to the back, you've just done a knit stitch. So you may either have to do another knit stitch or a purl, but look at what's on your left needle. If it's got a bump like this, it's a purl. So we're bringing the yarn to the front and 1, 2. Now no bump, straight down and into the V shapes, it's a knit. Goes to the back, knit 1, 2 and end with 2 purls, and then we turn it round again. So let's do another row. Starting off again with 2 knit stitches, 2 purls, and we just continue to the end of the row. And then we switch round and we do it again, starting off with knit stitches again. And then you just continue knitting the knit stitches and purling the purls until you reach your desired length. You can see there that even though we've got 16 stitches cast on, that it's a bit more squeezed together. It's not as spread out as it would be if it was all stocking stitch, or if it was all knit stitches, or if it was garter stitch. And that's that gripping idea that rib gives you, which is great. It's fantastic for doing hats, scarves, and the top of socks. So that's 2x2 ribbing. Don't forget to click subscribe and like this video. If there's any videos you would like some help with, then drop a comment below. Thanks for watching Celtic Knitted Designs. Happy knitting!